really always focused on me. Like, one of my problems when I first got married is not really focusing on what my husband also needed, how my choices affected our relationship. And it wasn't until I started making certain choices and seeing how it affected him that I really started to think on how everything that I do from this moment on affects somebody else's life. Everything that we do from this moment on, from the choice that we made to join this opportunity, is going to affect someone's life, because we're all given choices. And no matter what we do, whether it's a good choice, whether it's a bad choice, whether we choose to do something or we don't choose to do something, it's going to indirectly affect somebody's life. So I just kind of want you to think for a moment, how different would you move? How different would you do things? How many times would you say yes to something if you knew how it was going to affect somebody else's life? And when I was thinking about this, I really started thinking about the story of Jesus. Like, we really honestly don't think too often that he made the choice to come and really save the entire world. Like, we sit here like, oh my goodness, like, it's so amazing that, he came and he laid down his life for us. But honestly, truly, if he wanted to, he could have said, you know what, Adam and Eve made the choice to sin. People are going to make the choice to sin every day. I don't want to do this. Like, it's really not going to be worth it. But he decided, because of one person, because he knew I needed it, because he knew Taylor needed it, because he knew Briana needed it, because he knew that we were going to make a difference in somebody's life. He decided to do it. Even if it was just one person, he would have made the choice to do it. And that's because he wanted to follow God's plans. So put God's plan in the chat box. Because when you start following the plan that God has for you in your life, it's so much easier for his wants to become your wants. Because literally, your life starts aligning, it just starts clicking. So because Jesus was so enwrapped in what God wanted for his life, it was so much easier for him to say yes. It was so much easier for him to come and endure the suffering that he did to give his life for us. So literally, once we start following what God has for us in our lives, it's going to be so much easier to say yes. So I want you guys to really be intent about the choices that you start to make in this moment, because honestly, truly, somebody is going to rely on your yes. And honestly, it makes me think, because when Taylor actually asked me to do this call, I have really bad social anxiety. So I honestly wanted to say no. Like, I was gonna be like, Taylor, you want me to speak in front of all these people? Like, I'm quiet. I sit in the back. Like, I do my thing. I help my team. But it was in that moment God spoke to me, and he was really like, listen, there's somebody on the call who needs to hear from you. There's somebody on the call who needs to know that I'm with them, that, it's okay to say yes, even when you're scared. You don't have to be comfortable to be able to follow what God has for you. And that's one thing that I'm starting to realize. My yes is definitely connected to somebody else's breakthrough. My yes isn't connected to my family. My family doesn't have to say yes for me. My friends don't have to agree with what I'm doing. What we have to realize is we don't have to be comfortable. We have to get uncomfortable for God to actually change our lives. And one thing that I realized that choice actually stands for is choosing to help others in our community and environment. And that's even in our uncomfortable situation. So I want you guys to really think, and I want you guys to really remember that God cares more about the people on the other side of your yes than he does about your fears and anxiety. He really wants you to realize that, what I did was uncomfortable. What I did didn't feel good. What I did wasn't the best for me, but I knew for a fact that you needed it. I knew for a fact that somebody else needed what you were going to give. So don't let fear stop you from making the choice to be great. Don't let uncertainty stop you from the choice to move higher. It can be really hard, especially for me in this opportunity. When I first started, my family did not agree with it. They were just like, you know what? you're wasting your money. Every time I would talk to my mom, she's like, you know what? This isn't something that you need to be doing. A lot of people actually don't know that when me and Trevor joined this opportunity, we were actually homeless. Like, we didn't have any money to our name. We had literally like the money to get started. He had the 175, I think it was at the time. And then I actually had to do Uber and Lyft like the entire day to get the 225 to get started. And it's crazy to think that when I made that 225, I really was like, yo, we don't have anything. Like, this money that we're about to put into this opportunity, this money that we're about to spend, like, this is it. This is all we have. Like, this has to work. And it's just like Taylor said, you have to make that one choice. This has to be that one thing that is going to happen for you. You can't say that, you know what, if this doesn't work, I'm going to go back to my job. I'm a medical assistant. I could go back to the hospital if I wanted to. But I told God when I put my money into this, that this was going to be it. This was going to be my one decision. This was going to be my one choice to see it through. And to think that I went from not having anything to making $1,000 a month in residual income just from impacting somebody's life, all because I said yes. All because I said, you know what, God, I'm following you. I know it's not comfortable right now. I know I don't have it all together. I know that I'm not in the best position, but I know for a fact that you're definitely going to help me through this. So I definitely want you guys to know that no matter what anybody says, if your friends say that it's not going to work, if your family says that it's not going to work, just don't let that stop you from wanting to achieve more. So I want you guys to the thing I want you guys to take from this, the one thing I want you to remember is that your choices, no matter what they're going to be, no matter what they are, they're going to affect somebody else's life. If I had said no, if I decided that I wasn't going to do this, if I decided to keep that 225 to myself, the people that are in my team, they wouldn't have had this opportunity. They wouldn't have been able to find this through me. They would have still been struggling to find an opportunity where they can make money on their own. So remember that your choices are definitely going to affect somebody. So make those choices be something that is going to affect them for the better. I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, your choice is definitely going to change somebody's life.
Wow, you guys, put some fire in the chat for Leah. Put some fire in the chat for Leah, because she, man, delivers every time. She really spoke to me, and I needed that. I needed to hear that. So what I want you guys to think about this morning is, I'm gonna say this, and I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down. Perseverance times patience creates new perspective. Perseverance times patience creates new perspective. And I want you to type it in chat so I know that you can hear me. Perseverance times patience creates new perspective. Perseverance times patience creates new perspective. Yes. So when I want you guys to ask yourself some questions. I'm gonna ask you guys some questions. And this is about me. So you let me know what you believe about me. Because if you believe about me, I know you can believe it about yourself. So if I, if I find love, but it's not the one, can I still find love again? Put a yes or no in the chat box. Just keep going. Just like rapid fire. Yes or no. Okay. If I don't get 100 on the test, can I still pass the class? Right now, today, if I don't have a job, can I still make money? If I lose one trade, could I still be in profit? If I don't get it right the first time, could I still have a successful and healthy business? If I don't get it right the first time, will I still have a successful and healthy business? So can I still get it right? Can I still? I didn't see any no's. I just see yeses, overflow of yeses, overflow of yeses. So if you can say yes to me, and you didn't say yes to me because I'm a P1000, you didn't say yes to me because I do the training calls, like you didn't say yes to me for any other reason, then you know that it's also a yes for yourself. It's not just a yes to me. You just say yes to yourself. So if perseverance times patience creates new perspective, the only question is how. So let's go back and understand what this even means. So perseverance, this is the persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. See, I'm gonna read it again. Perseverance, persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Now we multiply that times patience, and patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. So perseverance means we still show up even when there is difficulty and delay. Patience means even though we know that there will be delay, we're accepting that there is going to be delay and we don't have any emotions about it. So we're not emotionally attached to that delay. You know, it's like, okay, cool. Then we have perspective. And I really just couldn't pick one definition that really meant what perspective meant to me. So I just kind of like, I have a whole bunch. It's the art of drawing solid objects on a two-dimensional surface so as to give the right impression of their height, width, depth, and position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point. Now, this one was this is a lot of words here, so I had to break it down. So it's an art, so there's a skill to this. Perspective isn't just, perspective isn't like you just do it and you just get it. Perspective, there's an art to it, there's a skill. So we got to work on it, huh? So there's an art of drawing two solid objects on a two-dimensional surface. So two-dimensional surface means paper, like paper, two-dimensional surface. But we're drawing solid objects that give the impression of height, width, depth, and position. That's really complex. So it's an art, it's a complex art at this point. At this point, this is a complex art. It's not just like one-dimensional. It's drawing something that's three-dimensional on something that looks like it's two-dimensional. But I don't know if you guys caught that. We're gonna go to the next one too. There's more of this. A particular attitude toward a way of regarding something, a point of view. So there's a particular posture you need to have too. So now it's not a skill set, but there's a posture to this. Now how I carry my head, how my head sit on my shoulders determines my attitude. So it's a particular posture I have about it here. It's also a true understanding of the relative importance of things, a sense of proportion. That goes back to that first one. You know how you have the complex art of perspective. So when you have these things, there's a few things I want you guys to know. You have to identify your obstacles. Put obstacles in the chat. Type obstacles. You have to identify your obstacles. The first thing that, I think Taylor did like a training, and it was like the first thing she talked about was, it was like, know your why. Like, what's your why? Is your why big enough? Do you know what your why is? But, I already knew what my why was. I've actually I learned about that long time ago in leadership course when I was in college. I took it like my sophomore year of college. We wrote out mission statements. I've always had my mission statement, always known, what it is that my life mission is since my sophomore year in college. I was like 20. So that wasn't new, but it was good. It's new to some people, but for me, it was like, okay, that's cool. That makes sense. Then she said, know your no. And I was like, that's different. So know what things are going to come in your way. And then I started thinking, I was like, wow. Know your no. Know what identify your obstacles, because the thing is that the faster you run, oh, know your why and your why not. Okay. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, know your why not. That's important. This was on the next level call on top of that, you guys. So, this is why next level calls are important. But know your why not. Because the thing is that what are those things they're gonna say? Like, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna say, I might not be able to do it because of X, Y, Z. But if you prepare for those things to happen, if you prepare for those things to come to you, why would they ever stop you? Why couldn't you persevere them through it? Why couldn't you persevere through it? Why couldn't you allow yourself, if you're using the right perspective, when you see your why not, it doesn't stop you. So you have to identify your obstacles, because when they appear on your journey, you're not going to be focused on them because you already expected them. And so because you already expected them, you already know how to defeat and conquer. So if you already expect it to come, first week I got started, car total. Wow. Like, and it wasn't that fast. It was like the first week I got started, my car got hit by some lady going home. The next 2 weeks later, it got totaled. It got hit by a deer. Like, it was like, oh wow, okay. And I was really like, wow, this is not the right time. Like, this is not the right time. And of course, at that time, still working, so still gotta go to work. Still gotta go. I had, was working, had my salon suite, and also, going out of town, going to events, traveling, trying to, build my business, learn, produce and learn more. So I was just like, I didn't expect to do this without a car. But the first thing Taylor said was like, wow, Tate, that's so exciting. I was like, this girl is crazy. I was like, girl, what you mean? That's amazing. I ain't got a car. You hear me? She listened to somebody else. I don't know what she listened to. She must be talking to somebody else on the phone. I just said, I just lost my car. And she was like, no, like, do you know what this means? Like, you're about to really go to the next level. You're about to take off. God has something really planned for you. And I was just like, all right, I ain't gonna lie. That is also true. I didn't say that God didn't have something big planned for me, but I was just like, my car is gone. But I was only focused on, she said there's one focus. There's one focus. So I was only focused on the distractions. I was only focused on, the obstacles. But when you already expect obstacles to come, when you start conditioning your mind to believe this will not be easy, but it can be done. It's not easy, but it can be done. You'll actually persevere through whatever happens. It's not gonna matter what happens. You're gonna still, you're gonna know. I'm gonna have the faith. I know for a fact I can still do this, even if it's not perfectly done. And it doesn't mean I go off and be my own. It just means that when things happen that are out of my control, I don't focus on those things. I focus on what's in my control and what can I do to, contribute to my results out of life. This is about life. So then you also have to identify your growth. Yes, it will not be easy, but it can be done. This identify your growth. So everybody type growth. I want you to ask yourself, how have I grown since the day I met whoever from Wealthy Empire? Because you met somebody introduced you to this. Like, this is not just because you decided to wake up and I'm going to come to Wealthy Empire. Like, somebody invited you here, invite only. So how do you know what your growth has looked like? Do you know how much you have transformed? Whether it be, you haven't had a sign up, but have you become more confident? You haven't made a lot of money, but have you learned how to make money? Have you learned how to become profitable? Have you learned how to not rely on your job? Do you still have that same stress and anxiety wrapped around you? Or do you live a more peaceful life because you know that this is going to be your way out? So identify your growth, because when you know where you come from, nothing looks so hard. When you know where you came from, when you look back and you're like, wow. Like, I look back a year ago, I had lost my car this week, a different car, not the car that, I lost when I first got started. Had lost a different car. I got in a really bad car wreck on the interstate on the way to school. But like, looking back, had lost my car, still was in school. Also, just got kicked out of my mom's house at that time. So it's just like, a lot of things was going crazy in my life at this time. But the thing is that I wasn't focused on what God had planned for me. I was focused only on what I had planned for myself. So I couldn't tell where the growth was because I didn't know where I came from. So when you know where you came from, nothing looks that hard. Nothing is so scary. Nothing is like, nothing can stop me because I know who I come from. I know where I come from. I know what I've been through. I know how much I have actually made it through. So if you know everything you made it through, why does it seem so hard? Why does anything in life look hard when you know all the things that you've made it through? It could be you made it through breakfast this morning, like whatever. Like whatever it is for you. If you know how far you've made it through, why does it look so hard today? It's not hard anymore. You've already made it through, the hard stuff. You keep making it through the hard stuff. You can still make it through this hard stuff. This is not the different hard stuff. This is the same hard stuff. It just looks different today. You can still make it through. Like, there's still opportunity. If you're still breathing, you still got time to make it happen. So, I wrote this a long time ago, but it seems to really help people. So I'm going to share it with you guys, because some of you guys are new and some of you guys don't even know who I am. But you are being conditioned right now for the life you've always prayed for. It doesn't mean that, you prayed for it, this was the answer, and all sunshine and roses tomorrow. That's not how it works. God has to make sure that you're prepared to receive everything he has in store. He's like, man, oh, I got a lot for her. I got a lot for him. Like, this present, I don't know if it really is going to fit in their house they got right now. I got to make their house a little bigger. Got to stretch that living room out so we can fit this. I don't even think it's going to fit in the living room. I got to add a couple bedrooms, a few bathrooms. I really need them to have a longer driveway. I really want to make sure that they got everything, all the space. Oh yeah, we need a bigger yard. We got this long driveway, but we don't have a bigger backyard. We need a bigger backyard. I want them to have a nice patio, maybe a little in-ground pool, Okay, what else? I actually think, I'm gonna give them a dog. They need a dog too. I don't think they should just be them in this big old house. They need a dog. And, I need to make sure they have everything they need to receive not just the gift, but the lifestyle. This is a lifestyle, y'all. This is not just, I woke up, I learned how to trade, and, this is good. It's cool. No, this is your life. This is your life. This is a life-changing moment. Wake up. Wake up. You're here. Wake up. This is your life-changing moment. We're changing our life today. We got to wake up. You are up. This is 7:42 a.m. in Nashville, so it's 8:42 on East Coast. There are people on the West Coast. It is 5:42. Y'all up. Wake up. Like, y'all are here. We're here. What does that mean? What does this mean? This means that as long as you know where your growth is, as long as you know where you're going right now, your life is still in profit. Your life is still in profit. You might have those pullbacks. You might have Look at you, Yvette. Hey, man, you're up. You're up. Praise God. Your life is still in profit. It don't matter how many pullbacks there are. Are we in profit? All right, cool. We riding this thing out. We riding it out to take profit. What is to take profit? To the end of days. Like, that's till we get to God. Like, we ain't taking out. We ain't closing this trade. Don't get closed. I'm not closing this trade. This is staying open. You know, TP is open. Stop loss. I'm not letting myself go back to where I came from. There, like, you know, stop loss is in. Like, it's in there. It's solid too. It's solid. It's solid. Stop loss is definitely in profit. I'm not going back all the way back there. Oh no, baby. No. No, we're going to the top. We gotta go. This is like, you know, we're going to the top. So I want you guys to really just put on the robe of Job, because if you know anything about Job's story, this man lost everything. And you want to know why he did? Because God told Satan, yeah, you know, if you want to test him, like Satan was like, you know, if he loses everything you ever given him, you know, you protected him all this time, he's going to lose it all. If I take it away, he's not going to praise you anymore. He said, you know what, go ahead, try him. That's my dog. I know he got my back. I ain't worried about that. You know, he ain't worried about that. He gonna be fine. We gonna be fine. I know who he really rocking with. Try it. Go ahead, I dare you. Take all his stuff away. I'm gonna let you do it. Go ahead. Took his camels, took his children, took everything. Took everything away from him. But guess what? He said he still praised God. He still praised God. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is, but he still was praising God. So I really want you guys to really own that robe of Job. Own it, wear it with pride, wear it with pride. And, you know, I really want you guys just to know, if anything else happens, whatever happens in your life, can you still? And if you can say yes, keep going. But we actually have more for you. I want you guys to also keep taking notes.
Hi, everybody. So I want to talk to you guys today about faith and development. Everybody write that in the chat box. Faith and development. Faith and development is exactly why I am where I am today, okay? Man, this journey has been nothing short of amazing. See, when I first started, I had no idea what faith meant. I had no idea at all. I had no idea what it meant to take a risk. I had no idea what it meant to keep going when something didn't look the way I wanted it to look. Every event that I went to, my bank account told me that I wasn't going, but my mind told me that I was going. See, I want to talk about the definition of faith. Let's put it up right quick. So what is faith? Faith is the strong or unshakable belief in something, especially without proof or evidence. Strong or unshakable belief in something, especially without proof or evidence. See, you have to really visualize in your mind where you want to be. David in my I'm on NTA, he said something to me that just stuck out to me so much. He said, your current situation is the way it is because you keep focusing on your current situation. So going back to the definition, it says faith, it says strong or unshakable belief in something, especially without proof or evidence. Let's look up the word proof. Now, proof says the evidence or argument that compels the mind to accept an assertion as true. Okay, so sometimes you may not always have the physical proof. You may not always have the physical evidence. Your current situation isn't gonna look like what you want, but you have to hold that vision in your mind. See, you have to visualize. You have to be confident in your vision. It's so funny because I remember every event that I went to, it had me feeling so uncomfortable when I went back to my job, because I knew that my current reality wasn't in alignment with the vision that I had in my head. I knew that I wasn't supposed to be working at those jobs. I knew that if I don't make this work, this is how my life is going to be. So every event after that, it kept pulling me towards what I wanted. But did I stop? No. Again, my bank account told me I wasn't going to go. Everything in my life told me that I wasn't going to go. But I kept speaking it into existence, even when the odds said you weren't going. My bank account was like, sis, like, what you mean you going to London? Like, London, that's a whole nother country. You know what I'm saying? What you mean you're going to Dallas? Because you got this bill due, you got that bill due, you got this bill due, and you got to pay rent. But I kept going. I knew I was going to get there. I didn't know how, but I kept visualizing it, okay? So let's go back to proof. The evidence or argument that compels the mind to accept an assertion as true. Let's look up the word evidence. Let's look up the word evidence. Evidence, a thing or a set of things helpful in forming a conclusion or judgment. Okay? Let's go down here. This is the one. Plainly visible to be seen. Again, your situation isn't always going to look like the vision that you have in your head, but that's why it's so important to maintain that vision, because the conscious mind has the ability to accept and reject info, right? That's what the conscious mind does. But the subconscious mind, it only accepts information. So it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. So when you're constantly focusing on what you want, no matter what the odds are like, eventually it's going to happen, okay? And when you're focusing on what you don't want, it's going to happen. See, the universe, the law of attraction, it doesn't matter if you want it or not, because if you keep visualizing it, if you keep speaking it, it's going to come into fruition. That's why it's so important to be aware of the things that you're intaking on a daily basis. Like, I noticed that every time I slow down in my business, or I was at P150 for a very long time. I'd say so myself, but of course I need to develop to get to where I am today. But when I was at P50 and I wasn't moving, it's because I wasn't self-developing enough, okay? Like, literally your subconscious mind is a sponge. Everything that you experience in your life, it takes in. It's like a scanner. It scans your whole everything. So the music that you're listening to, the TV that you're watching, the news, cut off the news. Cut it off. Just throw the whole phone away. Throw the whole channel away. Throw the news away. You don't need it, okay? I promise you, you don't. If something bad is happening in the world, somebody's going to tell you about it. I promise you. We don't need to stay updated on the coronavirus too much. We know we could be in the house. We could chill. We could just be safe, okay? But I say all that to say, like, you really have to be aware of what you put in your mind, what you speak out of your mouth, on a current basis. And I had to remind myself of that this week because I was feeling the type of way. But I noticed, okay, what have I been listening to lately? It's this new Kehlani song that came out, and the name of the song is Toxic. And I love it because I love singing and I can sing it well, but the lyrics are terrible. The lyrics don't match up with the reality that I want to manifest. She said terrible. The lyrics don't match up with the reality that I want to manifest. So again, like, when you're listening to songs, what are these songs saying that are planting seeds in your minds on a conscious basis? You know, I was reading a book. I forgot what book it was, but it says something about when it comes to money and it comes to manifesting money, everybody has a certain paradigm. So when you're younger, growing up, you hear things like, I know a lot of times my mama used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. My dad used to say stuff like, you need money to make money. False, incorrect, not accurate. Technically, money does grow from trees because where does paper come from, right? And then You don't need money to make money. You need a vision to make money. Because when you have your mind set on something, when you have your mind set on the reality that you want to manifest, everything, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, your higher power, will rearrange everything in your life to make it happen. How do I know? Because this is how I've been getting through in this business. I kid you not. I kid you not. I was saying, I was speaking, I'm going to London, y'all. I'm going to London. I'm going to London. Still didn't know how I was going to get there up until 2 weeks before London, but I got there. And because I got there, it changed my whole outlook on everything. And within 2 weeks from London, I was able to go to P6. And now what do I have to do? I have to keep developing. I have to keep having faith. I have to keep holding that vision in my mind of P1000 because it's happening. It's happening. So I want to end this with, when your bank account is negative, do it anyway. When your friends tell you no, do it anyway. Why? I have friends that are hitting me up now who laughed at me and are saying, I'm so proud of you. You inspire me. Oh yeah, I remember when I first got started as a P150. I was telling Forex this yesterday. There was a friend that I had. I called him to, I was trying to get to my next rank. I called him. It was before I got to P150. I called him. I said, I went through the script. I sent him the video. He was like, yeah, this sounds like a scam. So every time I brought it up to him, he was distant about it. Why did he hit me up yesterday on Snapchat? He sent me a picture saying he was bored at work. I said, I bet, LOL, I bet. And then he asked me, he was like, how are you? I was like, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Life is great. He said, okay, I see you traveling now. You a travel agent. That's good. I said, travel agent, LOL, absolutely not. It's Forex. He said, what's Forex again? I said, Forex is actually the largest world's financial market, and it allows you to make money on your phone through trading. He said, oh, okay, it's like stocks. When are y'all having another meeting? This is the same guy that said it looks like a scam. So keep going, because people will come along. Your friends will come along. Your family will come along. So when your reality doesn't look like the way you want it, just remember that what's happening in your life right now is a lie. That vision that you had in your head, be confident in it. You know what's crazy? I told my mom, I'm in Atlanta right now. I used to live in Vegas. Still kind of live there, but basically I live here too. But anyway, I was telling my mom, I was like, Mom, man, I wish I could just like live somewhere and just work on my business and just quit my job. Like, I'm so tired of working. I'm sick of this. Like, I just know I'm worth more. Like, I'm so much capable of more. And I said that months ago. Why am I in Atlanta now? No job, working on my business full time. So you never know, when your vision is going to manifest. You can't necessarily put a date on it, but just know that it's going to happen. I promise you guys it's going to happen. And I'm so glad that I'm doing this call, because I was nervous, but I'm saying what I needed to say, and it feels good because, one more story. When we got back, my first convention, when we got back from, what was it? It was Dallas, right? When I first got started in September. Now, Riyadh has his Mindset Mastery calls every Monday, right? And he always asks somebody who wants to speak on a call. So when I got back from Dallas, I was so pumped up. I was like, man, I have to speak on this call. I have to speak on this call. I must have put my name in that chat 1,000 times. He did not call me. And I was just like, man, I wanted to speak so bad. So I kept telling myself, you know what, it's okay. One day I'm gonna speak on that call. If you haven't been on Mindset Mastery, definitely check it out, because Riyadh is a prophet himself. Like, Riyadh is a prophet. But so when I hit P6, right? So he actually commented on my picture, congratulated me, and he called me to speak on the call. So it wasn't my time yet, but I had that vision in my head that, you know what, I'm gonna speak on Riyadh's call one day. So again, I just wanna leave you guys with, have faith, do it anyway, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what you're putting in your mind. what you're putting in your food. The food you're eating has an effect on the way you think, the way you feel, emotional health, spiritually, mentally, physically. It's real, y'all. Just be aware of every single thing, and don't take anything for granted. Keep pushing forward. Don't stop. Have faith, visualize, and keep going. I love you all. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. That was love, Naja. Everybody put a heart in the chat if you felt that love. All the leaders prior to me, I can't touch that, but I'm going to try. So, for myself, I'm going to be speaking on purpose this morning. Everyone type in the chat purpose. Every morning I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and I have my devotions with myself and sometimes with a group of 2 other friends. We have daily devotion. This morning, even though I knew I was speaking on purpose to the group this morning, it led me to Proverbs. Proverbs is my favorite book in the Bible. I hope I don't offend anyone. But I do believe in God, and I hope everyone on this call believes in some type of higher power to get them through life and through to that purpose. Someone got a question? Okay. All right. So Proverbs 20, verse 5. The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws out. If you felt that verse, type a 1 in the chat. That verse spoke out to me so much because not only am I a leader to my specific team, I look at all of us as one in our group at Wealthy Empire. And I believe that all of us should have some type of purpose to get the results that we want. Results equal a business. A business equals a community. A community serves our children. If anyone can hear my purpose in the background, that's my child. My purpose is always my 3 children in mind. I want to provide a lifestyle for them unimaginable. I want to provide a lifestyle to them that my grandparents left to me. That is my purpose. So let me break it down for you. Purpose, you have to find that one thing or that one person or that one, whatever it be, you have to find that makes you want to do more, that makes you want to conquer more, that makes you want to take over the world. Purpose is just like survival. It's just like you need gas for your car to run. You need food for your body to run. You need water for the plants to grow. That's what purpose should be instilled in you. Once you find that purpose, you can develop your results. You take the purpose that you have within you and you execute. Once that purpose is executed, it can produce the results. The results produces your business. Your business produces your community. Your community becomes your family. Your family leaves a legacy. I'm leaving a legacy for my family. Wealthy Empire is my family. My team is my family. Together, we're all going to produce a legacy, whether it be for your children, yourselves, or your family, or your community. We're going to produce that. There's no coronavirus in this world that's going to stop us from producing. Another thing that I wanted to touch on as far as results. Naja, Tate, everyone prior to me has spoken on a testimony where people stated that Forex was a scam, Forex isn't real, Forex doesn't produce any results. It does. Forex does produce results. The first result it produced for me was I was able to purchase my children that first vending machine. It's not stocked up yet because of this whole coronavirus issue, but it will be stocked up this soon. And at the end of this month, on the 31st, I already am going to purchase our second vending machine. That's my legacy that I'm creating for my children. I'm investing in their wealth already. So Forex is very real because without Forex, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Without a residual income, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Without placing trades every day, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So anytime someone tell you Forex is a scam, it's not a scam. Just keep it moving to the next person who's going to believe in your purpose. Results attract people. And when you keep on attracting the people, you build the business, you build your family, you're building a better community for your children to create a legacy. I keep touching on legacy because at the end of the day, when I'm put to rest, I can smile down and see that I created this legacy for my children, my children's children, and their children to follow. So back to purpose. You have now gained what I call the full circle. Once you obtain your purpose, you retrieve your results, you start your business, you create your legacy within the community, everyone profits. Everyone eats. And that's what I always say in my chat to my team. Everybody eats. Whether it's $1 here on a trade, $5 here on a trade, someone making P150, someone being 2 and free, we all still eat. So type a 1 in the chat if you're going to this week execute on your purpose. I want you to personally go to your phone and write in your notepad what your goal is and type in purpose behind that goal. And I want you to execute. Another thing that has helped me throughout time with keeping at my purpose is not only that I have 3 children, but my oldest 2 children are watching me. And every day they're asking me about Forex. Never forget who's watching. Type watching. They're always watching. The naysayers are always watching. The people who trust and believe in you are always watching. So execute, execute, execute on your purpose. The last thing I want you to remember is we are a family. And with my purpose and your purpose and all of us around, everybody eats. That's all I have for today.
Yes, Sheena, my girl. Let's go. You guys, can we do one thing here? Can we just drop some fire in the chat for not only Sheena, but everybody here that has taken the time on today
you know, this is one thing, let me share with you guys, because one thing about this, it's not easy, right? It's not easy coming on here, sharing, you know, sharing your story, you know, being transparent. You have to be vulnerable in these moments, you know? And so, man, could we clap it up really? Like, just drop some fire, like, please, like, I need you guys to flood the chat box with fire, with flame right now, because it's not easy doing this. And everyone who literally just spoke on this call gave some kind of value, right? I know I got a lot of value, a lot of takeaways from these ladies, these powerful ladies who just spoke before me. You know, whether it was from, you know, Taylor, you know, Taylor talked about the one focus, the one decision, the one person. She talked about the power of one. And then we had Leah, who moved on and talked about the importance of saying yes, right? Just say yes, because at the end of the day, your yes is attached to changing somebody else's life, right? And then we had Tate. We had Tate talk about perseverance times patience creates new perspective, okay? Like, perseverance times patience creates new perspective. Naja, man, faith and development, about vision, you know, how God will rearrange everything in your life, and how it is so important that no matter the doubt and everything that you may have in your mind, to do it anyway. Just go for it, do it anyway. And then my girl Sheena here just left us off with a beautiful message talking about purpose and talking about execution, you know. And so one thing, you know, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm the last person to speak on this call, and I really want to just thank, you know, all the girls that went before me, all the leaders in our organization, and Taylor, for just doing this, and also for giving us the platform, you know, for giving us a space and creating a place for us to come so that we can go to the next level. The thing is, we can't go to the next level by ourselves. It takes a sense of, it takes community, okay? It takes community to be able to go to the next level. And so this is such a beautiful platform, you know, to be able to come on and just be transparent, you know, like, so, you know. And shout out to everybody who actually got up. Like, it's Saturday, right? It is Saturday. It is 8 in the morning. Some of you guys are in a place that is, you know, it's 3 hours. I'm in Georgia, so it's 3 hours, you know, back, and it's early. So, man, shout out to you, you know, for making the decision this morning that you were going to get up and you were not going to miss this information, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and get into, you know, what it is that I really got from this topic, what it is that I got from this topic. And we're talking about the power of one, okay? We're talking about the power of one. Now, as you guys may have seen, as you guys may know, literally your life can change like this, right? By deciding that you are going to make a decision, that you are going to decide to do something different than what your past has given you. Okay, so I want to go into my topic, and this number one, I'm a researcher. I'm a very analytical person. I research things. I really dive deep, not only into, you know, what it is that God, you know, what it is that he says, but I really dive deep into his word, just to make sense of everything that's happening in the natural, just because I know that everything comes from the spiritual, right? And so for me personally, for me to be able to understand that, I have to dive into God's word to really gain an understanding when it comes to the just this meaning of life, right? And as we know, the number one, right? The number one has a lot of metaphoric meaning. It has a lot of metaphoric meaning, okay? But what I'm going to talk about is, this is my decision, and guess what? I'm sticking to it. So I need everybody to drop in the chat, this is my decision, and I'm sticking to it. This is my decision, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, 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 yes. You know, and I was sitting here and I was thinking just about this topic, man, and I was just like, God, the power of one, the power of just making that decision that can literally at an instant, at any moment, at any given moment, can change my life, can change my situation. Okay. And one thing I want us to understand and to know that God's entity literally is concealed in the number one. His whole existence of everything, right? From when he created this earth, from when he created this earth, is literally, y'all, concealed in the number one. Right? And so the number one, what is the number one significance? What does that signify? It signifies beginning. It signifies beginning, right? And so in that, you know, I was just like, okay, God, give me understanding on this power of one, because I want to get it the way that you want me to get it. I want to get it so that way I can shake some things up in my life to do things differently from how I've been doing, so that I can get a different result out of my life that I have not yet been getting, right? And in that, what God told me is that in order to advance to the next number, this really spoke to me. In order to advance to the next number, you always have to add the number one. In order to advance to the next number, you always have to add to the number one. See, the next number does not carry weight without the previous. One. The next number does not carry weight without the previous number. That is the number one. One is the beginning. So guess what? Making a decision is the beginning. Making a decision for your life is the beginning of what it is, of what you're going to do to actually change your life after what comes after you making the decision of changing it. It's the first thing you got to do. Okay? It's the first thing you got. Oh, sorry. So it's the first thing. Okay, sorry, guys. It's the first thing you got to do. Okay? And so I want you to really think about that. I want you to think about that in the way, because that really spoke to me. I'm like, wow, the number one signifies beginning. And without the number one, I can't advance to the next number without adding that number one to it, right? So I can't advance to a new result in life without making a decision. The power of one. The power of one, okay? And so the number one, even though it is divisible by itself, you know, it's independent of any other numerals, yet composes them all, right? At the end of the day, what did I say at the beginning? This is my decision and I'm sticking to it. So when I was thinking about this is my decision and I'm sticking to it. What I thought about is how Jesus himself took up his cross every day. He took up his cross every single day. So you, with the decision that God has given you to be able to make, you get to decide if you're going to take up your cross daily, right? At the end of the day, you have to decide that no matter the weight that comes with this, no matter how burdened I feel, that comes with this. Because the truth of the matter is, it comes with suffering, it comes with pain, it comes with challenges, it comes with all kinds of things. But no matter the weight that comes with this, I'm going to take up my cross daily. I'm going to take up my cross daily. So every day, the thing that I love about this is my decision and I'm sticking to it. Wow. Well, wow, Taylor, what does that mean? At the end of the day, I'm not just making this decision just today and today alone. I'm making this decision every single day. I'm intentional with this decision that I make. Every day when I get up, I'm saying, this is my decision and I'm sticking to it. I'm taking up my cross today. I'm taking up the weight of life. Because guess what? When you realize the power, when you realize the force that dwells within you, you don't look at it as I'm just taking up this weight by myself. You realize that there's a force that lies in you that's so much greater than you are. That is so much greater than you are. That has the ability to carry you to be able to actually pick up your weight. That has the ability to actually carry you to pick up your weight. So whatever it is, whatever decision it is, at the end of the day, you have a force that is so strong in you that will give you the ability to execute and to carry out that decision, right? Like Naja said, you gotta turn off some things, right? The reason why it's so hard for us to have to be at peace with with our decision is because we're so focused on the noise around us. We're so focused and consumed. It's like a consuming fire. You know, the media, the social media, we've allowed those things to become a consuming fire in our lives, right? When are you going to allow God to be your consuming fire? Because that is the only thing. This is how you know you've made the right decision, is when you're at peace. God does not give you the ability to make a decision without giving you peace, right? And so, one thing that I wanted to add to this is, you just, at the end of the day, write it down, make up your mind. Make up your mind. That's what a decision comes down to, is making up your mind. And a lot of us get stuck. Because we're so focused on our past decisions, so focused on the things that we've done in the past that we can't even get and really experience that next level. We're talking about next level, right? We can't even experience that next level because we're so weighed down by the past decisions that we made in life. Those things we beat ourselves up with, those things that yeah, so what? Yeah, so what? We made a mistake. Yeah, so what? We may have made the wrong decision. Yeah, so what? But the thing is, y'all, if you're going to decide to make a decision that is going to propel you forward in your life, not only do you have to take up your own cross daily, right? Not only do you have to take up your own cross daily, but what you got to do is you got to cast out the old. The decisions that you made of the past, you got to say, you know what? I cast those out and I accept new things. I accept new decision making, because I know at the end of the day, every single day, it's me. I have the ability to start over. Why? Because one signifies the beginning. One signifies the beginning. I said the next number does not carry weight without the previous, right? So take up your cross every single day. Cast out your old decisions so that because you got to understand, y'all, the moment that you cast out your old decision, what you're doing, you're giving God room. You're allowing him in to actually shake up some things in your life to do a new thing. See, God wants to do a new thing in your life, but he can't do a new thing in your life if you're just so stuck on the old. You got to actually give him room to move, to navigate. You know, you got to give him some room. So say, you know what, God, I don't know what comes after this decision that I'm making, but I'm trusting you. I'm believing in you that because I've made this decision for my life, you're doing a new thing. You see, the thing is, guys, your spirit has to come to an agreement. Your spirit has to come to an agreement. Again, when I said in the beginning, the number one has a lot of metaphoric meaning. When we first got this topic of this call, I had another perspective on it. That perspective of the power one, I thought about unity, right? I just thought about unity. And, you know, like Sheena said, that family unit, community, you know, she really spoke to that. But then when I did some research to gain some understanding for myself, yes, Marcy, one body. When I did some research to gain some understanding for myself, the power one, the number one signifies unity. And so what does that mean? What that means is, okay, not only is the decision a conclusion, so by making a decision, not only am I saying that this ends here, right? The previous results of my life, the previous decisions that I made in my life, this ends here, right? Not only is me making a decision, also, guess what? A resolution. A decision fixes your next problem, whether you make the decision, whether it's a bad decision or whether it's a good decision. That decision is going to impact the next result in your life. That decision is going to impact the next result in your life. And so when you are making a decision, right? And like I said, I had another perspective on this. I was thinking of unity. I was thinking of this whole concept and idea of unity, this language of unity. And what I said, wow, what does unity mean? Guess what? When you make a decision, you got to actually trust God enough to say, God, I'm joining forces with you. I'm joining forces with you because, God, I want the best out of my life. And so I understand that this takes a collaborative effort. I got to give you something for you to actually be able to work with it. I'm joining forces with you. So every day when you guys wake up, ask God, how can I join forces with you today? Give me clarity on that, God. How can I join forces with you today? Okay. Another thing I thought of, again, one. I'm thinking of the number one. Y'all know what God did on the first day? Y'all know what God did on the first day? Someone drop in the chat what God did on the first day. Someone drop in the chat. I'm going to wait. Because what did God do? Wow. Thank you. He spoke. He created light, right? I don't think that's by coincidence. I don't think that is just on accident, right? He spoke creation. It literally, on the first day, God said, let there be light. And guess what? There was light. And he saw that light was good, right? And then he divided light from the darkness. And guess what? He separated the morning from the evening from the morning, right? That was the first thing. One, meaning first, right? And so if God, the power of God, the force of God has the ability to speak on the first day, light. What does light do? Someone tell me what light does. What does light do? It reveals, it shines. Love it, love it, love it. It brings life. Yes, yes, absolutely. And so God, why is it that God, that was the first thing he did? He could have did anything. I mean, he's God. He's God. He's the creator, the maker of the heavens and earth. He could have done anything, but on the first day, he spoke light. That was a decision that the Spirit of God made. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to you making a decision in life, the beginning, are you going to speak light away from your darkness? Are you going to divide the two? Because guess what? You have the ability to do so. Why do I know that? Because God, who is the creator of this heaven and of the heavens and of the earth, dwells in me. Dwells in me. So I have this with the Spirit of God that dwells in me. I have the ability to speak light into a situation and not darkness. To divide my mornings from my evenings, from my night. A decision. A decision. Okay? And so I'm getting ready to wrap this up. I know my time is coming to an end here, but I want you guys to take a moment right now. I want you to take a moment, because even when Taylor was talking about that one focus, when she was talking about that one decision and that one purpose, when everyone was talking about what it is that they were talking about, in all of that, one thing that God told me is, Taylor, you got to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for everything prior to this very moment, right? Because yes, please, everybody, I need everybody to drop something in the chat. Drop in the chat, you forgive yourself. Yes, y'all, because you gotta forgive yourself. I'm not just saying just speak it, but I need you to really allow that. I need you to internalize that to where you actually believe that, you know what? All those things prior to this moment, all the decisions that I made, now I have a new understanding. From this call, God gave me a new understanding of the power that I have to make a decision. So because of that power that I realize that dwells in me, because of the power that I realize, I forgive myself for the past. I forgive myself for the decisions I made prior to this moment, the things that were not serving me purpose. I forgive myself so that God can do a new thing. God is doing a new thing. We talk about forgiveness only when it comes to, how we forgive others, and that we block our blessings when we don't forgive. You block your blessings when you don't forgive yourself. There is a certain power that lies in forgiving yourself that helps mold a new decision, that helps create, that helps birth a new decision. You got to forgive yourself first. It says the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. The heart of a man plans his own way, but it is the Lord that establishes his steps. He said, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. And your ear shall hear a word behind you saying this, the way, walk in it when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left. Y'all, when you make a decision, your spirit is coming to an agreement with God. that says, I can do nothing on my own. But as you seek the will of God, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I only know this because because I know this to be true for myself, because it's happened. As I seek the will of God, as I align my decision with what it is, with his will, as I seek that, he'll make all my crooked paths straight. Every last crooked path, he will make straight. So number one, don't let the fear of missing out drive your decision. I'm leaving you with some main points to take away, and then I'm hopping off. Don't let the fear of missing out drive your decision. An assignment I'm going to give you guys, and actually I'm going to ask, when you complete this assignment, we're all in the same chat. For those who are in Wealthy Empire, you can tag me. For those who are not in Wealthy Empire, who just so happen to be on this call, you can DM me on Instagram to let me know and to show me, because I'm going to give you an assignment. And this is the assignment that is going to help you and propel you forward to that next level. The second thing, first, don't let the fear of missing out drive your decision. The second thing I want you guys to do is I want you to acknowledge your blind spots. That is your assignment. I want you to acknowledge your blind spots. What are the things? Because guess what? Your blind spots are the things that are holding you back. The blind spots are the things that are holding you back from making. You're one away. Your life is literally one decision away. But guess what? If you don't acknowledge those blind spots in your life, nothing will change. Nothing will change. So your assignment is to write them out. I want to see them. I want to hear them. Write them out. Acknowledge your blind spots. DM me, message me, whatever. That is your assignment. Okay? And then I want to present you guys with this. When God presents you with an opportunity to make a decision, ask yourself, what story could God be writing in my life? Wow. When God presents you with an opportunity, because again, it's free will, right? Making a decision is a choice. It's free will that God gives you. What story is God trying to write in my life? What story is God writing in my life? Okay, that's the third. And then the last one, guess what, y'all? As we've acknowledged and we know from the previous ladies who spoke, it's not easy. It comes with certain feelings, comes with certain challenges, comes with certain complications. It comes with certain struggles and pains and all kinds of things that don't always feel good. But don't assume that just because something is hard, that it's not God's will or plan. A lot of us, we throw in the towel and we say, man, that was not the decision that I was supposed to make. Because it gets hard. Because in the decision that we made, something hard comes along the way. And then we say, you know what? I don't think that was God's will or plan for my life. I'ma just revert back. I'm gonna revert back to the old way of doing things. I promise you, after decision follows peace. I promise you that. You know when you're in a right place, in a right space, when you have peace about something, when you're at peace with what it is that God has given you, the decision that he has given you the ability to make. So I'm done here. I hope you guys were able to take something from that. At the end of the day, this is my decision. I need you guys to say, this is my decision, and I'm sticking to it. No matter the hurdles, no matter the trials, no matter the situations, no matter the tribulations, no matter what comes my way, this is my decision, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care what you say. I don't care. If someone has something to say, a friend, someone in your family or whatever, because guess what? They're not the one that has to come into agreement. Their spirit is not the one that has to come into agreement with God. It is your spirit that has to come into agreement with God. So this is my decision, and I'm making up my mind that I'm sticking to it. So dear Lord, Heavenly Father, I come to you right now, Father God, and I just thank you. I thank you for this call on this morning. I thank you for sending the message, Father God, the message that you sent out this morning to each and every person that got up this morning, Father God, that made a decision on today that they were going to get up and that they were going to hear a word, Father God, that was going to transform and renew and change their life. I thank you for the new new change that has happened through this call, through all the speakers who spoke on this call, from Taylor to Leah to Naja to Sheena to Tate, Father God, every single last person. I pray that someone was able, Father God, to receive some kind of value, to take away something, Father God, as we go forward in making our decision, Father God. Remind us the power of one. Remind us that at any given moment, all we have to do is come to an agreement with what it is, with your will, Father God, and for our lives, God. So we come to an agreement right now with every single thing that it is, with your will, Father God. We come to an agreement right now with whatever it is that you desire for our lives, Father God. And we ask, God, that you help us make a decision, Father God. Make a decision, make up in our minds that it's going to be what it is going to be, that this is going to be our decision and that we're going to stick to it, no matter the trials, no matter the tribulations, no matter the challenges, Father God. This is our decision and we're sticking to it. That no man, no force other than yourself can come against this, has the ability to come against the decision that you have given us the ability to make. We thank you that you're making something new out of this call, Father God, that in our lives there's something new being birthed because we've received a new level of information, so we cannot be the same after this call. It is your precious name that I pray this prayer on this morning. Thank you for every seed on this call, every life that you've breathed life into on this morning. I thank you. In Christ's name that I pray this prayer. Amen. Amen, guys. I love you. Man, decision, the power of one. The power of one. You guys go be great. Yes. Amen, amen, amen. You guys go be great. You know, decision. That's all I'm going to say. Make up your mind. It's my decision. I'm sticking to it. Love you guys. We'll talk later.